My name is Eli Alcos, and I train at Apex Jiu-Jitsu in Bonita, California. I'm a black belt under Professor Tim Pablo, and I'm an assistant instructor and also help by teaching a noon class Monday through Friday from 12 to 1 p.m.
When you started training, and where did you train at?
I was 35 years old. A friend of mine invited me to a Taekwondo academy, and he said they teach MMA. And so it would be kickboxing, boxing. I didn't take the Taekwondo class, but on Monday nights they would have grappling. It would be no gi. I didn't know anything about the gi at the time, but it would be pretty much no gi grappling, and that's when I started training, was when I was 35 years old, and I wanted to do something to just keep me in shape, because my wife was starting to say I got love handles.
What do you love about jiu-jitsu? Why did you stick to it?
That's a great question, because my personality is pretty much the type that if I tried something, I felt like I had to be the best. I would only continue if I could be the best. And jiu-jitsu is one of those things where, like, yeah, I'm not good at this. I don't know the moves. I thought I knew how to grapple, and I guess the challenge of like what was happening to me, like when I would roll and a smaller person would do things to me that I couldn't stop. It was a challenge of just learning the techniques, because I thought I knew how to fight, and I would get into a lot of street fights growing up, right? And then I visited this gym, and I rolled with different kinds of people, old and young, and that's what it's the challenge to learn. It was the challenge to realize, like, dude, I'm not good at this, and it was humbling. That was what hooked me the most. Was every day I come to train, it's pretty humbling.
How what we learn here in jiu-jitsu applies to real life?
Yes. Well, one of my favorite examples is, and one thing I always say when I teach is, we're fighting for grips to control each other. Like, we're grabbing sleeves, we're grabbing collars, grabbing the pants. Constantly, I'm a belt grabber. I like to grab the belt because it controls the whole waist. So don't take off your belt when you're rolling with me. No, just kidding. But we learn to get grips, but we also need to be taught when to let go. So for example, you know, I'm playing my guard, I'm seated, I don't look dangerous. You lean over and you grab my collar and your arm is straight, I can shoot an armbar, I can shoot a triangle. I could get a submission all because you didn't let go in time. And one thing that jiu-jitsu has really taught me is there's stuff that you need to let go of, or it's gonna cost you. You know, off the mat, there's stuff that if we don't let go, it could be anger, it could be, I don't know, resentment, it could be anything that you're just dwelling on it too long. You gotta let it go, because it can cost you. And so the lesson is true in jiu-jitsu. Like, when we're moving around, you hold on to a grip. When it's time to let go, if you don't let go, you could get armbarred. You could get choked. A lot of different things could happen. And I think that's a lesson that I reminded over and over when we roll. It's just one way that a jiu-jitsu principle applies to real life off the mat. The same goal of, we can't learn everything in jiu-jitsu. It'll take a lifetime. But we can get good at certain positions, and we could have a depth of knowledge that is so deep and vast that you know so much about that position that it's hard to stop. That's why most of us grapplers here at Apex, we have a few weapons that we go to, and they're hard to stop because we're going for that depth of knowledge of what our jiu-jitsu is. Sam, with his leg locks and his crucifix, Joe is having this, dude, he's starting to play this Joe's one of our purple belts. He's starting to play this triangle from mount game that's hard to stop. Then he's throwing in these everyone's playing front headlocks and Darce chokes and guillotines now. Man, everyone's growing from like, we're not trying to learn everything in jiu-jitsu and keep up with the modern techniques. We really preach the fundamentals and the basics. You got to learn the basics first and build from there. So